Hello everyone, today we're going to be ranking all of the kits that are currently in Roblox Bedwars. We have about 29 or so, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put the correct number now. But yeah, anyway, these are all randomized, so enjoy. So first up we have the Fisherman, which is one of the best farming kits. I mean, essentially there's about 3 or 4 farming kits, but this is definitely one of the best. It's an on the go kind of kit, so I'm gonna put this in B tier. Reason being is it's an on the go farming kit, so you can obviously at the start of the game, if you've got really good luck or good RNG, you get a goldfish right at the start, you know. You get like diamond armor minutes in, which is really helpful, really nice. And once again, because it's an on the go kit, you could take someone out and then just like fish at their base or hide somewhere and fish, because you up and you just throw, and well, not throw, but yeah, if you pillar up and use the rod, it'll just fish around you, so you don't even need the void. So it's a good on-the-go kit where you can just fish wherever, so it's probably one of the best, so I'll stick that in. Next up we have Trinity, which I'm also going to put B tier. This is a kind of combat kit. Once again, this is like a mix of Grim Reaper and Melody. Obviously the light heals your teammates, void heals yourself. But I don't know, it feels a little underwhelming at this point. It's still a good kit, but when it first came out there was a lot more hype. This was like the new best thing, but I don't know, I just don't think it's that good overall. It just doesn't seem the best, you know what I mean? The void is good, but it barely heals you, and if someone out heals you, you know, you're not gonna win the fight, so it doesn't matter if you've got the healing. And yeah, you might think, well, if it's for a team game mode, then you might be able to heal your teammates, but if your teammates die, you're kind of stuck with no kit. So, which isn't too much of an issue, but it's really how you play your cards. Anyway, we are moving on to Pirate Davy. I'm gonna stay this in D tier. I believe I put this in D tier for most of the videos. This kit, the cannon, the cannon isn't good, I'll say that. However, the only good thing is that this is actually a good, a bed pushing kit, because you get TNT for cheaper, meaning you could push faster and get TNT quicker. So if you're a bed bomber, this is probably the kit for you. But that's only gonna take out beds. I don't see you using the cannon that much. I don't see anyone using the cannon even when it's free. I just don't see Pirate Davy being used that much. But yeah, because the TNT is a lot cheaper, it's good for bed pushing and other sorts. But that's pretty much it. It doesn't have much of a purpose. The cannon's useless. Yeah, it's sort of like the warrior. It's cheaper. But it's for one thing, and this the warrior would be way better, because this doesn't give you as much as a boost. It's just TNT, so it's not that good. Wouldn't recommend. Next we have the Baker. So the Baker I'm gonna put in C tier. Obviously with the recent potions being added, Speed Pie and then something like Speed Potion as well, makes you go super fast. So it's really helpful. It's really good. I do actually recommend this kit. It's good for getting away, and the apples are just really strong, like 30 health, that's a lot to gain back from 30 iron. Yeah, it's like 30 iron, you get 30 health. Stack a bunch of those, you can also drop them to your teammates, so stacking a bunch of those up, something like that, and Barbarian, like you mix them together, you get into a fight, you know, you're hitting people up, you're getting some rage, you take a second to heal up, and then you come back and you just swing your sword and you just keep stacking up that rage. This is a really good kit combination. It's not the best for solos, but it's overall it's pretty solid. It's well balanced overall. It's not that bad, if I'm really being honest. So I would recommend this one. But I'd recommend a few other ones. This is just, it's good, but there are better ones. The Wizard, which I'm also going to put in C tier. This is you have to know how to use the kit. I don't have much experience with the Wizard stuff, so this is going off of what I've seen. It's good. Like, it's alright, but you have to know how to use it. The lightning strike's good if people are hiding or sitting in a certain spot. Like if you're pushing someone and depending where they are, if you can't get in because you'll die or you need to fight but you're gonna like take fall damage or whatever, if they're hiding, it's very good to get them out of places. And if someone's running away from you, the electricity orb, actually, yes, it does very, very low damage. It does probably overall, you're probably gonna be lucky if you get 10 damage on someone. But it slows them down, so if someone's running away from you, you're gonna 100% easy catch up and just hit them. And if you've got good aim, if someone's using balloons, the electricity orb will pop their balloons because if they fly next to it. So if someone's running away with balloons and you can somehow hit them with the electricity orb, they're not gonna have a good time. So it's pretty good. I like the way that with Wizard is used. Personally, it's just not the kit for me, but I would recommend this once again to other people. This kit is Barbarian, so this kit I've actually been using a lot. I'm putting it straight in S tier. This thing is amazing. Overall, recently I've been playing a lot of squads. Usually solo squadding and whatever else. A recent video I made, not many people saw it, was about how good Barbarian is for just playing the game. So, like I said, Barbarian and Baker is an insane kit combo, because you can constantly heal and constantly fight, so that's good. But in squad, I find this more of a squads kit, because yeah, it's solo, it's nice, but you don't usually get too many kills in solos, unless you're, I don't know, like a star creator and constantly being targeted. But this in squads is absolutely fantastic, because other people go to the middle, you know, you push into the middle. If you can get a couple kills off early game, you go into the middle, is something I've been doing, going into the middle, coming out close to an iron sword. If I'm lucky enough, I get most, if not all, the emeralds. I go back, I get balloons, I get leather armor, and then I come back into the middle, kill a few people. By then, if I need to run away, I've got the balloons, so I don't lose too much rage. So yeah, and then I've got like an iron or diamond sword, and then I head back, get iron armor, and hopefully some more balloons if I had to use any. And then I head back into the middle, get rage blade, and just destroy the entire lobby. It's a process, but it's 100% worth it. Barbarian is a fantastic kit for pretty much all game modes. Except for duels, actually. Probably not good for duels. That's the only issue with that. But yeah, besides that, I absolutely love Barbarian. It's a fantastic kit. I bought it recently and I've used it almost every single game I've played. Next, we have Freya. Freya is... I'm actually going to put this in B tier. Although this was kind of underwhelming when it first came out. Everyone was like, well, this thing sucks. But recently they buffed it and it's like double the amount of time. Double the amount of frozen time that people have, so it slows them down a lot. So that's the thing, is that if they get hit at all by you, the snow appears. So even if you're hitting someone with a snowball, you hit them 4 times, they get frozen for 2.5 seconds. They like walk so slow. So once again, you can catch up to them. This is sort of like this is just a sort of electricity orb kind of thing from the Wizard, except instead of buying the Wizard stuff, you get the big frost sword, which is overpowered with the new update on Freya. Freya's a bit of a kind of kit. It's alright actually, that's why I put it in B tier. It's, if you can use it right, it's really, really good. I know a big thing that you can do is if you hit someone 4 times, because they're frozen, they can barely move, you run, depending on where you are, you run to the other side of them and you can just knock them straight off the map. Even if they have balloons, they're frozen off, they're gonna get frozen off the map, and you could probably pop their balloons because they can barely move. And they'll still lose momentum as they, once the freeze goes, they're still gonna lose a load of momentum because they have to build it back up after being frozen. So it's actually an alright kit. I would say I'd recommend it with the new buffs. The old Freya wasn't that good, but the new one, even if you're just doing it for the combat and the good sword, it's actually a good kit, very decent. Alright, next up we've got Jade. So Jade is pretty good. This has been a solid kit all the way from the start of season 1 or mid-season 1. A lot of people thought it was terrible on release because no one knew what it was really for. The hitting people with the hammer, people didn't understand, did like 5 damage, and people did not take full damage, so no one really understood the point of Jade. However, over time it's been used, I guess, more to get towards people because of the little launch ability. So that's been overly used as well, so that's why I ranked it so high. It's good for getting to places, and if you run out of blocks, if you've got the skill and if you've got the accuracy with the hammer, you can get to any place. But recently with the new hang gliders, using this mid-air with the hang glider makes you go faster and can make you go upwards. So if you're falling to your death, you can pretty much just go back up even if you've got like 1 or no balloons. It's pretty good. It's sort of like a cheap version of balloons. I feel like the developers may want to edge balloons out finally, so they've kind of replaced it with the hang glider and shown that, well, they're essentially the same thing, it's just you need to learn how to use them. Just like how we had to learn how to use balloons properly in bed bombings and everything else that was released with balloons. Because, yeah, well, the first set balloons when they came out, they cost 1 emerald and you didn't even take full damage when all your balloons popped. So, yeah, hang glider, I reckon it'll be pretty good. Especially with Jade, mixes really well. Alright, next we have Raven. I'm going to put this as the first A tier. This cancels pretty much anything that someone's doing. Obviously you can't mix this with Freya because it doesn't work. I don't believe Freya links between teammates. However, someone's hang gliding, hit them with the Raven, they can't hang glide. Someone's got balloons, they can't use balloons. It doesn't matter what someone's doing. Even if you hit someone and they have emerald armor, if you've knocked them up and then they're running away, you hit them with the Raven, they're not going to regenerate HP. It doesn't matter if you're doing like no damage at all, they're not regenerating because they've just taken damage. They've got to wait another however long it takes for you to regen. So this is really good to counter pretty much almost all attacks. Once again, people were confused how this was meant to be used, considering it's not very good for combat necessarily. I mean, you can get an edge on someone, especially if you're going in for something like a squad wipe. If you've got a couple Ravens, you know, especially in lucky blocks, if you are using something like Barbarian or whatever else, or Grim Reaper, you hit people with like 2 or 3 Ravens, it's like 20 HP, and then you come in and you can pretty much just kill them all. Like I said, it's good rage as well, something like Barbarian. It's really good in all game modes, because yeah, essentially balloons just aren't a thing, neither are hang gliders. Yeah, it's overall pretty solid. It's not a PvP kit. That's what originally people thought it was for. It's it pretty much just, it counters people running away a lot better than a lot of the other kits. And plus that extra damage is still good. So overall, Raven's actually solid. I hung a lot of bad stuff on it last time I made one. Next, we are going to be looking at Inferno Shielder, or an Inferno Shielder, not Inferno. This is going in easier. There's no use for this kit at all. It's just big. It's bulky. It's red. So you're gonna, if you're, I don't know, hiding for some reason, it's not gonna help you. The shield doesn't deflect that much damage. Plus it also, the only good thing this is for would be no knockback, and that's if you're like crossing a bridge and if you don't have balloons or something, but because you're so slow, someone will probably be able to bow you to death, and you're better off using a speed pie or just using Baker and then just have apples on you or something. It'd be more beneficial. It just isn't good. There isn't that much to say. Okay, next we have Bounty Hunter, which is what I'd actually consider a farming kit. I want to put this in C tier. The reason I'd say it's a farming kit is because you get emeralds and diamonds and iron on kill. So this is you pretty much have to farm kills for this kit to be any good. You have to be good at PvP for this. I feel like you'd be better off using something else maybe. like Fisherman or whatever else, if you wanted emeralds or iron or diamonds or whatever. It's good. This is a good duels kit or something else like that. But it's not that good in solos or any other game modes because there's too many people around the map for this kit to be super solid all the time. And plus you never know who you're facing, so it's a bit of a hit and miss kind of kit. But you have to be pretty decent to use it. But like I said, there's other kits that are better if you're looking for the resources. This, which I'm also going to put in C tier. By the way, this is in no particular order. Like, just because Bounty Hunter's at the front, it doesn't mean it's the best out of all of these. The reason is I put this in C tier is that this just isn't that good of a farming kit anymore. You're better off using something else like Fisherman or Beekeeper. Cletus was the original. This is one of the original 3 kits. So yeah, back then it was super OP. Now it's not the greatest. Like I said, you'd be better off using a different farming kit. Because I feel like you'd get a bit further than you would with something like Cletus. You'd be better off using Fisherman or pretty much anything else. Next we have Jack. Jack, I'm gonna put in D tier. He's not that good. If anything, he's quite an expensive kit. You have to throw a lot of oil blobs for it to do any sort of damage. Like iron armor, it does 3 damage if someone is wearing iron armor. And there's literally no point besides the fact that you can hurt your own teammates. There's no point for Jack. He just isn't good. Looks really cool. He just kind of sucks, which is Vulcan. So Vulcan is obviously the turret kit, where you can place down turrets and then obviously shoot people. This is good for something like 30v30 and protecting your base. Besides that, you kind of don't get very far with it, which is why I've put it in C tier. It's alright, and it's good for popping balloons and all of that, but it can very easily be outdone with telepearls or whatever else. It just kind of isn't there anymore. You could use some, if you're looking to pop balloons, you're better off using something else like Raven, or just even snowballs or something, even like your own sword or just a normal bow. It was good to counter balloons back then, but now it just doesn't have that good feeling anymore. It just isn't that good. Looks really cool, just isn't that good. Lassie is kind of meh. The good thing is, yeah, you could pull people towards you or pull people off the map. It doesn't do much damage, and if you're trying to pull people off the map, you're better off just using a bow. The only good thing about this kit is that, yeah, you pull people off the map and it's probably easier to control than a bow. So that's the only reason I put these in D and not any lower, is because if you jump off the map and like balloon, and you pull someone towards you, if they don't have balloons, they're gonna die almost instantly because of the void. So it's meh, it just isn't that good. Vanessa was one of the newer kits, and it has the triple shot bow. Now with a normal bow, it takes a bit to charge up. With a crossbow, it takes the normal amount of time as it would to charge a normal bow to shoot. So yeah, I know, without this kit, crossbow, it works no matter what. When you charge up a normal bow, it will shoot 1, and then it pretty much you have to double charge up the bow for it to shoot 3. With a crossbow, obviously if you don't charge it up, you can just shoot 1 arrow, but it takes the same amount of time as it would to pull back the normal bow once to shoot a triple shot with a crossbow. Now this and something like Raven or Vulcan is a pretty decent duo, as it counters balloons. You knock someone off, the knockback is really good with Vanessa, and then Raven on top of that, or Vulcan or whatever else you're using to pop balloons or gliders or whatever. It's a really good combo. It works really well. So I put this in B tier. It's more of a bow skill kind of weapon, but yeah. Anyway, moving on to Melody. Melody kind of just isn't good. It's good for rushing and like getting your teammate to heal up, but you're most likely just gonna get killed if you're using Melody. It just isn't that good. It's a support kind of kit. It's alright for something like Elder Tree, but yeah, like something like Barbarian, depending on what gear they've got, it's just extra rage. And especially if they already have Rage Blade, you're just gonna die almost instantly. if you're using Melody, because there's no point. Rage Blade is just gonna absolutely counter you. So yeah, Melody just isn't that good. Trinity would be way better, or Baker. So yeah, I don't recommend Melody at all. Solid kits, Grim Reaper. Now I'm gonna put this in A tier. Grim Reaper is still one of the best and most amazing kits in Bedwars. Obviously the kit skin and everything else is fantastic, but it has been nerfed a lot. However, it's still really good. You only heal 18 now. You don't heal 30, which it's still good, because you can survive another hit at the start of the game. So if you're trying to break someone's bed or whatever and you just run away, it's still good for what it does. It's a solid kit. It's really amazing. That's why I put it in A. It does everything it should. Good for rushing, good for fighting, like squad wipes and everything. You just gain enough HP. So yeah, really nice, really good kit. Very good. Builder, which is probably the best, if one of the best, if not the best support kit, which I'm gonna stick in C tier, because with its new update, jeez, I cannot speak today. With its new update, you can make every single block blast proof, which is really good, because no one can see into your base, and obviously because it makes it harder to mine as well. They have to get in there and they have to mine through all of the big base. So it's actually a really good kit. If I'm being honest now, it's probably one of the best support kits. So if you're a supportive player and you just kinda aren't that good at PvP, I'd recommend something like this or Vulcan, or one of the farming kits. But yeah, build is actually pretty decent for good. Next we have Beekeeper, which I'm actually going to stick in S tier. This is probably one of the best, actually it's probably the best farming kit. The reason I put this above Fisherman or any of the other kits is because you gain the materials that you need, like the emeralds and diamonds, all of that so fast when you've got quite a few bees. This kit works really well with Elder Tree, as you can make an orb farm and bee farm in the exact same spot. So you can get like really big Elder Trees, and then a really overpowered Beekeeper, and then whoever else is on your team, if you're not doing duos or solos or whatever else. So this is definitely really good, really solid farming kit. You can make as many farms as you want, you can fill them up. Bees spawn relatively quick. If you've got a good map, they're going to be easy to find, easy to get, and you're going to fill up that beehive fantastically and get heaps of diamonds and emeralds. So yeah, really good squads kit, very good supportive kit. Even if you're an attacking player, this is good to gear up and just wreck the entire lobby, because you can get gear so quick. Next we have the Warrior, which I'm going to put in B tier. Reason being is that the armor now being cheaper overall, and then Warrior making even more cheaper, it's actually really nice. Like, it's like 45 iron or 40 iron or something to get leather armor, which is really good at the start of the game, and just pretty solid overall. As well as that, if you're fighting someone, you actually don't take that much damage if you've got warrior armor. Yeah, it costs 10 emeralds, but something like an emerald sword does like 12 damage to you or something like that. It's actually really good. Even though it got nerfed, the warrior armor is actually still pretty solid and does a lot. It protects you quite a lot. So you may not even need emerald armor in some games. It's really nice armor. So very good kit. It's sad that you can't purchase this, but it's really good. P, which I'm gonna kind of put in D tier. You get one shot and then you gotta go find another ghost. It does good damage and the knockback's insane, but you get one shot. And if you're not lucky with where your ghosts are spawning, there's no point. The ghost, it's just not gonna be. It's not gonna be beneficial for you at all. You're gonna shoot a ghost and then what? Nothing. Like, I don't understand. It's all right if you like bows and you've got good aim and whatever. And the ghosts are pretty slow, so they're quite easy to dodge. So yeah, it's just not that good of a kit. So I don't recommend this, even though it's a battle pass kit. But yeah, I don't use this. I never really do. It just isn't that good. It doesn't have that feeling, you know. The vacuum's just too slow, and it just isn't. We have Spirit Catcher, which I'm going to put in A tier. This kit is really good for countering a lot of attacks as people lag a lot. I know, especially if someone's got better gear than you, placing down, you know, you can have max 10 spirits, placing down just 10 does a load of damage, you know, it will take almost like half their HP, if not more, or, you know, instantly kill them. And yeah, it's overall pretty solid, very strong kit, especially it being a tier 45 battle pass kit in season 1. It's definitely worth that tier 45. Very good kit. I like it a lot. Very good team playing kit as well. Very nice. Next up, we've got Ares. This is a very good kit combination with something like Barbarian, as the spears that he throws do the exact same damage as Rage Blade. So the biggest kit combination has been dropping Ares spears to a Barbarian, throwing them into someone's generator, and just absolutely stacking up on Rage. This is best done in 30v30 or any other game mode really, because just the spears do splash damage, so if you're in duos or even just squads, throwing it into someone's base will give you pretty much 4 Rage Blade hits worth of rage, which is really good. Even if, like I said, it's in squads and there's 4 people there, that's still going to get you close to like that's going to probably get you a stone, if not iron, and if you're really lucky, if none of them have armor, maybe even diamond. So yeah, pretty good kit. I'm going to put this in B tier. Even just on its own, like I said, does the same amount of damage as a Rage Blade. So, and the splash damage is just helpful. Overall, Ares is a pretty good kit. I'm just gonna stick it in C tier. It just isn't good. Like the orbs, it doesn't give you that much HP. It's good for early game if you've got really good RNG. In the middle, having like 200 HP is alright. Because that's pretty much just having armor really early on. So it's good at the start of the game, but as the game progresses, you're like, you're just not going to be that good. You're going to get easily countered by a diamond, iron, even, it doesn't matter what kind of sword, alright? They got diamond armor, and iron sword, or even diamond sword. Yeah, you're going to die. You're not going to win most fights. It's only good at the start of the game. Anywhere from that, it just isn't that good anymore, so I don't recommend this kit. If it's free, it's probably going to be the best out of all 3 kits. It just isn't that good anymore. I don't believe. Next we have the Archer, which has held a very special place in my heart for a long time. This was the first kit I ever purchased, and the #1 kit that I used for a very long time. The only kit that overtook this spot was Grim Reaper, and then I believe it was something like, actually, yeah, it was Grim Reaper. It was Archer and Grim Reaper. Those were my 2 main kits. I did not use anything else. They were my go-tos. They were absolutely amazing. I love them. They're still good. And the tactical bow is just so godly in every way, shape, and form. It's a very good kit. It's expensive, but if you can get that bow, it's really worth it. That damage is just so good. I wish Archer never became free, because we need the OG tactical crossbow, man. That 80 damage was just so good. We need the original one back. We need the OG tac. We need it back. Next we have Pyro, which I'm gonna put in B tier. With its recent nerf of not being able to shoot through walls, it kinda isn't too good anymore. Also, there's a big bug where you don't keep your embers on kill for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, Pyro, you can't shoot through walls anymore, so I'm gonna stick it in B tier because it's a little more underwhelming now. Being able to shoot through walls was a really big thing, obviously, until it was 30v30, and then the flame range and everything else was just abused insanely. And yeah, it was nuts. It was a really good kit. When I was planning on making this, Pyro was actually going to be somewhere close to S or even A tier. I'm putting it in B since you can no longer shoot through walls with this. But yeah, overall though, it's actually still pretty solid. Very good PvP kit. That max flame range is still insane, especially if someone's got balloons. So like, if you're lucky enough to get max flame range, they are finished. Anyone who is like in a 30 block radius who's got balloons, finished. Like, there's nothing else. They go on. Pyro is a really good kit. Next is Axolotl Amy, which I'm gonna put in A tier. Now the reason I was saying maybe S tier is because this is a very good team kit or just own kit, as it gives you the upper advantage in almost every. Actually, yeah, S tier. This gives you the upper advantage in almost every single fight. If you've got the same gear, you're probably gonna win, considering you're gonna be healing, you're gonna get shield, and you're gonna get attack damage. So unless you're really bad at the game, I think this is probably going to be the go-to kit, because you're just going to get an overall boost in every single sort of attacking bit that you're doing, and it obviously helps your team. So yeah, actually it's a really good kit, helps your team, helps out yourself. This is definitely way better than Trinity. I recommend this a lot more than Sun. I recommend this over a lot of other kits. And the final kit that we have is Trapper, which is the only F tier. It just sucks. Okay, there's no point in the traps. They're visible. They don't do any damage. They stop someone from moving. That's it. Like, there's no point. The traps are just not that good. The only thing is that you could build a bridge out of traps so that you could walk over it, no one else could, but someone would just build over it or build next to it. And you can build pillars of traps that you can actually climb up. So it's a bit faster, and you may not get suffocated. But there's no point in doing that. That's a big waste of iron, and someone's just gonna build next to you. They're not, and if anything, yeah, they'll build next to you and then build on top of you and then just knock you off. I highly doubt someone's gonna be using the trap tower at all. I've seen it once, and that's literally it. Trapper just isn't good. There's no point. You don't get the big fancy sword that he has. It was like a tier 3 kit, so overall, for it being tier 3, I guess it lives up to where it was in the battle pass. It just isn't that good. If the bear traps did damage, or if it was a bit better, then I think there would be like no F kits, and I just think it's not that good. There's no point in having it. Anyway, that will be all for today. Well, just this video anyway. This is my kit tier list. Tell me what you guys think. I think overall I'm pretty satisfied. I'd agree with the S and A tiers a lot. I feel like these are probably the best kits in the game. These, yeah, Barbarian, Beekeeper, and all of those, I'd say, yeah, these are probably the best kits in the game. Maybe something like Jade deserves to be up there. I don't know. But yeah, if I had to choose, these are pretty much my go-to kits, these top 8. So yeah, anyway, once again, I hope you enjoyed. Please smash like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye guys.